guys, Ash here, Watcher of Realms. Welcome to the video. Send us some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today, guys. It's been a few days. Have you missed me? Who am I kidding? Wait, what are those crickets? Are those crickets out there? No, you haven't missed me. Well, you clicked on the damn video, and I'm glad you did, because I'm gonna talk about some of my favorite heroes inside the entire game. And when I say favorite, I really mean it. The thumbnail says ride or dies, and I think that maybe if my artist wasn't traveling right now, I'd have him update that, because they're not necessarily heroes that I use the most, right? Because like Silas isn't on the list, and some of like the goats of Watcher of Realms, right? A lot of them are very good, and some of them are kind of like, I don't know, B tier maybe. But these are just the heroes that I absolutely love. I love the aesthetics of a lot of them. I love the utility of a lot of them. And I think that a lot of them are also underrated. Most of them are legendary, but a few epics on the list as well. But I want to kind of ask you guys out the gate, who you don't have to name two if you don't want to, but if you had to choose just your favorite, not necessarily the best, but your favorite, your personal favorite in each class, fighter, mage, healer, defender, and marksman, who would they be? Let me know about it in the comments below. I want to get some inspiration from you guys. Even if you're not one of those people who usually comments on videos, give me some of your faves. Let's start with fighter because it's the first in the gallery. My favorite fighters, one of them is super obvious and the other one is less so. Wrath. I mean, everybody gets freaking Wrath. But I remember when I started this game, I remember like watching rather some beginner guides out there, and everybody was just drooling over Wrath. And I know he was free, and I was gonna get him after 14 days, and I was gonna get him to A1 as well. And I was like, okay, is this guy gonna live up to the expectations? That movie that you go to where all your friends are like, it's so good, or whatever, and then you watch it and it's just not that good. You talk yourself into it. Wrath was not that. He lived up to the hype. He can still out DPS a lot of legendary fighters. He's a nightmare lord. Starting the game with a lord in one of the most popular and accessible factions in the game is huge. I think that Wrath being a freebie, an epic hero of this quality in the game is a huge part of what like kept me going in Watcher of Realms in the early days. You know, when you get him to A5, or if you get him to A5, I should say, he has that restoration of HP. He just does a lot of damage. He's like not a super complex hero, but he's easier to build because of the crit rate bonus as well. He's 16 cost, so he's kind of like right in that sweet zone. He fits in so many teams. He can be the lord of so many teams. Just excellent damage, sustainability. Lord, what more do you want? Especially having an epic fighter in the game. And then my legendary fighter is valkyra. If you guys have been watching for any amount of time, some things don't change. That's my love for valkyra. Something about those wings. Oh, baby. Those wings are, I just love the aesthetics of this hero. She's my favorite looking hero in the game, and this game has a lot of incredibly looking heroes like out there, but I just love everything. Hey now, I love everything about Valkyra, man. I mean, gosh, she looks so cool. Look at the size of that sword. I can barely get it on the screen. And the wings, I mean, she just looks so cool. Okay, we get it, Ash. You like the way that she looks, bro. Calm down with the pixel love here, bro. She's such a unique fighter, right? She does magic damage. She's got that range. She's debuffing magic damage 15% off of her talent, right? And then she has that miracle revive as well as some like pretty decent damage. She's quite a unique kind of buffer, debuffer. She's got the range. I mean, we talked about it, right? I think she's such a unique offering when it comes to fighters. Aesthetically, she looks awesome. I really, really love this hero. And she's a Northerner and an Arbiter as well. So if you're lucky enough to have like a Praetus, she can further power up his ult, which is incredible. So defenders, probably no one's gonna see this one coming, but my number one is gonna be Baron. So Baron is, I don't even understand. Maybe I'm missing something, right? Like, I'm not a hardcore Watcher of Realms player. I love the game, don't get me wrong. I'm not like a wonk, right? I'm not gonna sit here like Destins and Susie and Fastidious and all the great creators out there and really just break down why, you know, why he's A tier, not S tier or whatever. But to me, in my heart, Baron, he is my GOAT, dude. Not just Gear Raid 2 because of the unyielding, but just anywhere I need a super tanky defender, right? I love Baron. He's 18 costs, pretty reasonable. He's a pretty simple dude. I hear he can dish out some damage if built for damage too. I've never tried it. He's just always been a super reliable tank for me, right? He has unyielding, and he has so unkillable, and he has a big shield. right? And if you get him awakened, which I do, right? I have him fully awakened. He's restoring his health at the end of Immortal Wrath. He's just got such good survivability. Now, is he as classic a girthy tank, literally and figuratively, as an Olog? No. If I had to choose one, I'd go with Olog. But Baron, to me, I mean, maybe it's that flaming head. I don't know what it is. I love this dude. He's awesome. All right. I think the strongest defender in the game is Brokir, but he's not my favorite, even though he's in contention. But Regulus, man, I love the Lion. In Raid, I love Leo. In Raid, I love Androck, right? And here in Watcher of Realms, I love Regulus. I love Regulus because, well, let's just talk about it, right? He's a very unique defender. I like these more unique heroes that aren't the same kind of utility as every other single legendary or hero in their class. And Regulus has that on his first ability, because he has periodic rage regen on these levels of his basic attack, right? So that allows him to get to his morale obviously a lot faster. Morale is unique and it's really useful. It's going to be basically an ally protect. We're going to be absorbing damage on the allies around us, right? So I love that team protection. He has some CC as well, and when his HP drops below 10%, he has an immunity, a holy shelter, which can help keep him alive as well, which is what we want from every tank inside this game, right? Kind of a fail-safe mechanic to keep them alive. So I really like Regulus, and I love Baron. All right, it's marksman time. Man, there's a lot of good marksmen in this game, honestly. I love Hatsu. I was so lucky. The first marksman that I summoned in this game was Calypso. The second was Hatsu. So I really lucked out. I think I got Setram third. No, I got Setram fourth. But who I got third was actually one of my faves. Now, this is absolutely in the category of not the best marksmen. Certainly Hatsu and Silas and Setram, probably, depending on what you need, are quite a bit better. But I love Nyx. Now, the thing about Nyx is when I summoned her third, I think she was my fourth legendary on the account, I was super heavy on the marksman early on, right? And when I summoned her, I was like, it took me a while to build her. And then finally, when I did, I was super underwhelmed, right? And then it's just one of these things in the game. Like, it's kind of a lame thing to say that I just needed better gear, but that's what it was. Like, I just didn't have good gear on her, or good enough gear. And I was, I wasn't grading on a curve. When I put better gear on her, actually impressed the hell out of me. Areas like Tide, anywhere you want a lot of range. If you have a Lineria or an Aracha, even better on the team, she's gonna have even more range. In Faction Wars, in Gear Raid 3, she dishes out some really big damage with the spinning fire blade, right? So on her basic, she's dealing AoE damage. On her spinning fire blade, that ultimate is pretty insane. It has that big AoE damage. I think that the way that I really started to fall in love, or the time that I started to really fall in love with Nyx, was actually in piercing faction trials, right? Going in there and just getting rid of all those bugs or spiders or whatever the heck they are that just multiply, and just evaporating everybody. I was like, wow, there's more to Nyx, and I started using her Gear Raid 3. I started using a lot more in other areas of the game. I think she looks really cool. I love the range. She's costly, and again, she's not the best, but she has some really nice AoE utility for a marksman. The other one that I absolutely love for marksman is a little bit more classically better, right? Everybody knows how good Hex is, but maybe it's that Joker aesthetic or ripoff on Hex. But man, this dude, he can just melt targets. A lot of people, I don't know who you guys would say, right? Who's the second best single target damage dealer in the game? I think Silas is the best, right? I pretty much know from my experience, he's the best. But man, at least on my account, and you can see the heroes that I have here, Hex is definitely second best. Now, he's a little bit, different conditions because he's a magic damage, and there is some RNG with Hex depending on which cards he draws as well. So it's not, maybe he lacks some of the consistency, but when we're talking about sheer freaking firepower, Hex has it, and he looks so freaking cool while he does it. He's cheap, anywhere from Guild Boss 1 to just anywhere you need damage, magic damage from marksman, Hex has you covered. This dude, Void Rift, again, Clan Boss, basically again, anywhere you need that damage. He's insane, man. He looks so freaking cool. He's my #1 hero in the game that I really want to get to A5, man. I think I have him at A3 right now. But A5, each draw returns 1 card of fate and increases the damage dealt by the Joker and the Fool by 30%. I've seen some absolute insanity on this dude. But hey, even if you have him not awakened at all, you know what I'm talking about. So I just made a video talking about it. Khamet. Man, Khamet. I'm going to tell the same old story. Feel free to fast forward if you heard it before. But Khamet was one of those dudes. I actually pulled him and Vierna around the same time in the game. And I love Vierna. I was a Vierna guy. I still love her, right? But I was a Vierna guy, and Khamet was like, yeah, whatever, man. You know, I even had a Venoma, so I had the Lord and everything. I just wasn't, you know, I wasn't super impressed. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me. You know, sometimes, you know, when you summon a few legendaries, the ones that you upgrade first, the ones that you need right then and now are the ones that, you know, get the majority of your affinity and your attention early on. Khamet, I think it was probably just gear raid 1, right? Where I started to say, it just started to, like, that ultimate, really. The Festering Curse. How long it lasts? I mean, it's 20 seconds when skilled up, but it seems like an eternity. 20 seconds in this game is a long ass time, and this dude just a barrage of nukes. Oh man, I love Khamet. He's a beast, and you guys already know that. Especially love him in the arena. He just, what he can do with a Dolores by his side is really insane. My other favorite mage is absolutely Ajax. Yeah, Ajax is very tough to get. He's unnamed, but especially, and he's very expensive, 26. I keep mentioning the cost because generally the cheaper, the more I like them. Now, I'm not saying the cheaper the better, because usually they're high cost for a reason. So Ajax initially did not really appeal to me that much. I mean, aesthetically, he appealed to me. I mean, oh my word. I've never seen a character design in a game like this. I mean, is Ajax the rider or the dragon, you think? Anyway, I've asked that before. Unnamed, they changed it, what, like 6 months ago or something like that? Maybe a year ago? I don't know. Time flies by. But so where you can be used in every faction trial. And it was at that point where I was like, okay, we're putting better gear on this dude, and we're investing. I skilled him all the way up. I just had the dust skills, or without this crystal skills, for a long time. And then I skilled him all the way up, and man, oh man, he's a monster. He has the magic resistance reduction, the debuff on his passive. He's got the Thunder Strike. When I normally I don't get too excited about extra damage that comes from skills. I like, you know, better utility than just a little extra damage. But the Thunder Strike, which is an auto passive that deals extra AoE damage, it's insane. His range is godlike. He has burning, but this Thunder Strike, man, it's a slow and it's big damage. It comes periodically, but when I got that extra, what is it, 60%, 50% damage, man, I really noticed it was a game changer for me. This guy, between that insane range and everything else I mentioned, I love me some Ajax. Healer time, guys. The chalk pick, the obvious pick, is Vortex. The fact that Vortex is an epic, and I use them more than, or at least as much as most other healers on my account, says all I need to say about this dude. That range allows you in some circumstances to just like do the job of 2 healers, ostensibly because he's got this massive wide range. He can support a lot of heroes within it, right? And he just does a really competent job of healing and shielding, right? I mean, what do you want from a healer? Less they're keeping everybody alive with heals and giving them that sustainability in the shield as well. With that range, the simple hero, but man, is he effective. All right. Of course, I love Hollow. I love Dolores as well. But you guys, some of you, if you're watching like 8 months ago or something, I made a video on ferssi. I really love me some ferssi. You know who else I really love too? I love lizards, because I love Ezryn as well. Ezryn and ferssi, especially Ezryn. When I summoned him, I remember people telling me, dude, you just got one of the worst legendaries. I summoned him pretty early on too, right? Ash. People in the comments, even on whatever that summoning video was a year ago, being like, dude, you didn't look out there. And man, They're all wrong, or maybe I'm wrong, but I love Ezryn. I think he's really good. But ferssi, I like even a little bit more. They're quite different. They're quite different, right? But he's got team protection, an ally buff, right? 5 seconds without performing any healing. This hero's healing multiplier for the next heal will be increased by 100%. So he comes in with that oomph when he initially heals somebody. But what I love most about him, he has damage reduction. That's not what I love most, but AoE damage reduction. It is 5%, but it's something, right? But I love that he brings inspiration as well. Now, it's no Dolores inspiration. It's 20% when skilled up. But hey, it's really nice to have a healer who actually can heal. No offense, Dolores, because her inspiration knocks ferssi out of the water. But it's really nice to have a healer, an AoE damage mitigator, a pretty competent healer at that, and the inspiration for extra damage to everybody as well. I think he's a nice kind of well-rounded healer who can bring a lot to the table that a lot of players out there overlook. So there it is, guys. Those are my 2 favorite heroes in every single class in the game. What about you guys? Can't wait to read the comments on this one. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. And as always, take care, guys.